I was supposed to do my laundry. I was supposed to go grocery shopping. I'm supposed to be on the treadmill for an hour. Then I'm supposed to get gas. But man, when I work a shift, it's like I just don't want to go back out. It's so dreadful. But anyway, good deeds. Surprise your friends with random sweet messages. This is something that I do seldom, but I do. And when I do, I always tell myself I love their reaction, especially if they happen to see me in person a little while after and they're like, your message was really sweet. Thanks. It's one of those things that I really, really, really believe in being guided by my intuition. If I'm thinking about someone out of the blue and it's like a really warm, tingly kind of feeling as I think about them, that's when I reach out. Because that's when I know more than likely my reach out is going to have most power. And the reason I say that is because pretty much every single time I have done that, the person has ended up sharing that they were going through something and that they needed to hear the positive message. In situations like that, sometimes I feel bad because I like to think that I can help people just feel better because I know what it does to me when I have somebody who helps me get through my days. I can talk to them and I can tell them anything. But then there's other times when I also remember the times that it felt nice to get through things on my own because I don't have to be afraid of my own company. I guess as a teen, the primary goal I had without even realizing at the time that this was what I was doing, but now with the benefit of hindsight, I can put it in this way. I can phrase it like this. It's, I guess, during those times, I was working on how to be happy with my own company. And I'm not saying that I'm encouraging everybody to adopt this and let this be the way of things, because it took me about another 10 years, over 10 years, I should say, to get comfortable with that. I guess I became such a fan of my own company that it started becoming difficult for me to be excited about being in other people's company. But it wasn't until I started meeting people who are compatible with my sense of humor, with my ethics, and whatever it is, my sense of pride toward my job, toward being a citizen, being a girlfriend, things like that. I guess when you meet people who share that type of thing, especially your curiosity, and they're able to feed it in a way that this person knows you so well that they actually know how to talk to you, and you don't feel infantilized, you don't feel dismissed, you don't feel disrespected. Anybody who addresses me, they know how to phrase it the Zam way, in Zam terms, in the same manner that I know how to do the same thing. I can continue to be myself, but sometimes I can choose to phrase something matching your style. I can have the same speaking style, expression style as somebody else. But of course, I'm going to add my personality to it. I'm not trying to just imitate you cheaply. I'm just trying to, in the same manner that you can accommodate me and make me feel at home and at ease, I can do the same. But it doesn't have to be fake. I think that when I reach out to someone, that's usually what I do. I will introduce myself in the message as my Zam greeting, the way I usually greet, the way that they know that I greet. And then as they begin to share things with me, that's when I may morph into what I know they need to hear. Because there are people who do not like to say, tease each other. They don't like to roast each other. Like I have said before, the way to bond with me is to legit tease me and preferably attempt to roast me. But not everybody is into that. I used to think that it was a lack of maturity on the other person's part. But then I can also understand that some people just legit like to be serious and composed and put together like that. And just because I can go from being formal to informal, it doesn't mean that the other person is wrong for opting to remain formal at all times, even if we are close. That's what I mean by I'm able to morph. I enjoy both worlds. I enjoy the world of formality as well as the world of informality, though I find more comfort in the world of informality, but I like to deploy formality when I know it's more likely to help me achieve certain things. So basically, you're just adjusting for the situation. Reaching out to someone is no different, but it's especially rewarding when you happen to know them well. I hope that made sense. I didn't just want to be like, oh my God, yeah, I need to send somebody a random sweet message. Yeah, I agree. That's really nice. I really like to think about the meaning of everything that I do, the potential downside to it as well. I don't like to just do things emptily. I like to give it extra meaning. But you figured that out by now. What do you guys have? Thank you so much for tuning in. Let me know how you feel about this one. When was the last time you reached out to someone and you reaching out to them just meant the world to them and you could feel it through their messages? For me, it was somebody who I was not expecting to text me during my birthday ended up texting me, and I thought, how did you remember? I didn't think you would remember. This person didn't exactly text me on my birthday. They texted me maybe like 2 days after. But the fact that they knew that it was that time of the year for me, it just meant a lot because not a lot of people reach out to me. And that's fine. But when it's someone who I was looking forward to hearing from anyway, because, say, I had a really close relationship with them at work, but they're gone now. Therefore, we don't interact as much. There's really no obligation to stay in touch. The fact that this person took the initiative to do that means a lot, because there are people who I wish would do that, but they don't. And let's say that their social ranking in my life is a little higher, but it doesn't mean that this person that's not as high means less. It's just that based on the other person's involvement, I have a slight bias and preference for the other person. But this other person isn't even thinking about me like that on my day or any other time, really. Like, something needs to happen for them to feel compelled to reach out to me. Or else, if I don't take the initiative, then they don't take the initiative towards me. It's one of those things that is just kind of nuanced. If you want to hear from somebody, just reach out. It would be ideal for them to reach out to you to give you that feeling that, oh my God, I am in this person's thoughts. But don't be like that. Don't depend on giving someone, I guess, value because they take the initiative. You just don't know what they're going through, or you don't even know what may be holding them back. I know I was that person. I often assume people don't really want to be bothered. But when I see how easily people are distracted by their little ass devices, I'm like, should I become that creep? But I also think, nah, I think it's better when that stuff is balanced, because the most important thing I learned is to not allow for things that are sacred to become commonplace, because then it loses its power. All right, that's it, you guys. Bye.